Welcome to another episode of
Battling with Bourbon! Woo!
I'm your host, Rockstar Johnny Nye.
And I'm your host, the real effing deal, the whole effing show, Mike Verdusco.
And today, we have another Taste Test Tuesday.
And today, instead of Johnny Nye, he's Johnny Rye. We're hitting you with two different ryes, baby. We've got Jefferson's Ocean, Thomas Jefferson, sucker, versus the Russell Boys. Woo! And you know ain't nobody messing with them Russell Boys.
So this is a Russell Single Barrel Rye versus the Jefferson Double Barrel Rye.
Voyage 26. Fantastic
26.
voyage.
Oh, yeah.
Traveled all around the globe, these guys have.
Yeah, they have. You know, Jefferson's interesting with the whole boat thing. They sometimes are great and sometimes they're a little interesting, but it is a cool brand. I do like a good Jefferson.
You know, I do think, they hit you with a little bit of a... Is it a bourbon? Is it not a bourbon? You know, you wait long enough to be able to say it's a Kentucky bourbon, and as soon as you hit that point, you just take that shit and you put it on a ship and you start floating it all over the world. Woo! So I feel like more it's a whiskey. It's an American whiskey than it is an American bourbon. Real cork on this one, not a synthetic cork.
Absolutely.
Just like the Russells are always going to give you a real cork too.
It's a real cork.
Both of them got good squeaks going in, good squeaks going out. Everybody know you like it when they squeak. You know, if you're making it squeak, you're doing something right.
Yeah, you want it to be a nice, tight seal. So we're doing the Russells first.
Russells in the back?
Yep.
Excellent.
Oh, yeah. Nice clove spice.
Yep, nice clove spice on the nose. A little sugar. I'm not really getting a honey or a confectionery sugar, so to speak, either.
No, it's more clove spice heavy on the nose.
It is.
But it does have a little caramel in there.
I was going to say it's rye forward, but that's pretty given considering it's the single barrel rye.
It is, absolutely.
Now, most of the single barrels I want to say are coming in at 6 years. Is that what it is? Or do they not
single
tell
barrels
us?
don't say. The standard Russell's rye is a 6-year, but this one is a single barrel, so it doesn't really say.
Yeah, so it's more likely to be like a 4-year. Usually on
No. The single barrel is a higher end, so it's going to be 6 or more, for sure.
Well, that's not how they do their single barrels on the bourbon side. The single barrel bourbon's not 10 or more.
Yeah, I'm just saying for these from the ones I've tasted, these are definitely at least 6.
And these are up there. These are in the $70 to $90 neighborhood. You know, if you find them in the wild.
What's the proof on this guy? 104.
104, baby.
Okay, 104 is a nice proof.
I forgot which one of my glasses were which.
This is Russell's.
The one in the back.
Yes.
Excellent.
And then this one is 96 proof.
Okay.
Let's give the
Russell's
a
little
chill.
Mm-hmm. Very pleasant. Not too much legs, but they are there. Viscosity is there. You'll hear a lot of people call it rye bourbon, because
look at that guy. There's more than you think.
You know, people who are bourbon snobs or just getting into it, you know, they think that they can only try the bourbon, you know, so they're not quite there yet with the rye. But once you get them to try the rye, most people genuinely like it.
Yeah.
This is going to be kind of one of those things. I kind of wish that we would call rye whiskey made from America rye bourbon, because anybody can label their stuff whiskey. So if other nationalities start making a rye whiskey, they'll be able to call it rye whiskey. So I do wish that we call this just a different category of bourbon. I wish we did call it rye bourbon.
I think it's just because of the mash bill with the percentage of corn that it has to be bourbon is why they can't call it that.
Right, but then they should throw the word American on the label.
Sure.
American rye.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. I think that's a good idea.
So on the nose, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. I know we don't normally do numbers, but I love the nose on this rye whiskey from Russell's.
The Russell's is a really, really solid. This has been known as a bourbon drinker's rye for the Russell's. Their percentages are closer to a bourbon mash bill than a rye mash bill. There's a lot more corn in this than a standard rye.
Not near as pickly as Sazerac. You know, you're not going to get that dill.
No.
You're not going to get that dill finish.
I personally don't care for the Sazerac rye.
I get a lot of caramel and black pepper. If I was going to describe this, I'd say caramel and cayenne pepper, caramel and black pepper, you know, for sure. I'm going to go on to the Jefferson sucker and see what happens.
Yeah, for me, this starts clove.
It's
shit! Caramel, has some pepper.
The nose on this Jefferson's, I like it.
Ooh, the nose on this Jefferson.
It's got a lot going on the nose.
This nose on this.
Very
Jefferson.
honey heavy.
Oh my God, this nose is great.
Yeah, like honey and vanilla stirred. Not getting a lot of oak.
Man, this is like
Okay.
caramel. There's like a lot of caramel action.
I didn't think it was going to be this close. I'm not going to lie.
This nose is awesome.
Yeah, the nose trumps the Russell nose in my opinion. I'll get that one.
I gotta tell you,
I'll get that one out the way.
The
All right,
Jefferson
I'm ready to
nose
go
is
too.
better. That's
Mhm.
impressive.
As expected, not quite rounded on the flavor, but it's also not as high of a proof.
Oh man.
So I
know
don't
though,
like
man.
it. I don't like it.
You don't like it?
No, I'm not saying it's bad, but I don't think it's good. Something about it is hitting me a little different. It's got more ethanol than I'd like to have in it coming
No,
in.
it's got more spice.
96 proof.
It's got significantly more spice than I expected, but I like it. I think the
Do ya?
flavor is nice.
Yeah. This one's not winning for me. I can already tell you guys that the Jefferson is not taking home the title tonight.
Oh, that's tough.
I do give it the nose though. I did enjoy the nose better. A little too ethanol-y.
The nose is amazing. The nose on this is great. Give it
Mhm.
give it another chew first.
Is not for me. It's not good for me. To each their own. You know, I'm not saying this is going to be bad for you. This has a little more ethanol than I like it to be. It actually is hurting my esophagus more than the Russell's does, and the Russell's is hotter.
Now I will tell you, it is a lot spicier.
Yeah.
Significantly spicier in the palate. Like, it hits a lot of different spice notes.
It does. Very spicy. If you're in it for the nutmeg and the clove, you know, this is for you. For
But
sure.
It is good. I do like it. I think it's very good.
It's enjoyable. I don't know at $80 if I'd make this. I don't think I'd buy it a second time. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'd buy this a second time.
This-
That's the thing.
This is really hard for me, personally. I actually, and you know how much I love Russell's.
Yeah.
I actually really am having a difficult
Time choosing.
choosing. It is that close for me.
The finish I enjoy. So here's the thing.
I think this has a ton of flavor.
If I was
It's got
given
a
this-
lot of spices and a lot of going on in the palate.
On the nose, I give this a thumbs up.
Thumbs up for sure.
On the palate, I give it a thumb sideways. He's going to give it a thumbs up.
I would give it a thumbs up.
On the finish, I give it a thumbs up. I think
Yeah.
this beats this on 2 of the 3. I do. But as much as I enjoy the finish, I'm pouring it into my glass to get poured into my mouth. So if it's not hitting on the fucking palate, then why is it going into my mouth in the first place? In which case, for me personally, the Russell's is gonna do it. It's gonna do that.
I'm going to give it one more chew to see if we need to bring in a ringer. I just tasted the Russell's. Delightful.
My Russell's is almost gone. To give you an idea. The Russell's is finger licking good.
Yeah. Okay. So
It's great.
I'm going to agree that the Russell's is better. But I will give an honorable mention to this particular Jefferson for being full-bodied at this proof. At 96 proof, this has a ton of flavor. Really, really good. I can't say that this is far off. I will give it to the Russells because back to back, I feel like this is more
Well-rounded.
and like goes straight to the goal line. It's less around and about. It hits all these spice notes. This one hits a ton of spice and it's very hot for its proof. I will tell you that. It is way hotter than it should be for a 96 proofer. But it is flavorful and it is good. But the Russells will move on.
The Russells is moving on, baby. Woo!
Russell Single Barrel Rye goes to the next round.
Don't get into a tussle with the Russells.
Never. Jimmy will get you. All right, we're battling with bourbon.
Top guys out.
We'll see you next time.
Woo!